Hi, my name is Ryan Porches, and in this video, I'm briefly going to be discussing the research that I conducted regarding classical musicians learning tango music, the processes one can go through to learn tango music, and the benefits that they can have for classical musicians. So, in my research, I was able to have an interview with a wonderful tango musician from Buenos Aires in Argentina, and he frequently records and plays tango music around Buenos Aires with some other wonderful tango musicians. And he was able to elaborate on many of the techniques used in playing tango music, specifically for string players, the style, the feeling, and the passion that's required for this genre of music. Now, it is drastically different than classical music in one key concept, that being the rhythm. The rhythm is really what drives tango music, essentially. With classical music, it is very specifically Western classical music. It could be highly ornamented, or it can be very structured melodically and harmonically. And tango music can be the same way, but there are two different areas of tango music: the old guard and the new guard. Both of these areas of tango music have a different structure rhythmically. The old guard is more of a 2/4 rhythmic structure, and the new guard is more of a 4/4 rhythmic structure. So it seems like a small change, but in the way that it's played, it's very different. And the emphasis on beats is incredibly important to tango music as a whole. I'm going to demonstrate a couple of the techniques and how rhythms are emphasized in tango music. So, so in tango music, there are a couple of techniques. One which is also used in classical music is just marcato. And the marcato stroke is a short stroke that's usually performed on the string. But in tango music, it's performed almost as a staccato, popping off the string. So it would just be a, and it's meant to be played quickly and ferociously, aggressively, with a lot of fire and a lot of passion behind it. It's not meant to be played as, it's meant to be played with a lot of force and a lot of movement and speed of the bow. For example, in a moving line, you would have emphasis on the first beat of every set of eighth notes. So, as opposed to, which is all very straight and is how you would play it in a classical style or a classical sense. But a lot of what tango is, in my research, is emphasis on heavy parts of the beat or on strong beats, and pianissimo, or just playing quieter on notes in a line or in a phrase that are not necessarily as important. A lot of it is just emphasis on the strong beats or the notes that really give it rhythmic structure. So again, that example is with emphasis on the first beats of the phrase, as opposed to just playing them as all straight eighth notes with no deviation. The You can see the differences in where the beats are being placed. Um, another technique that is used in tango music is playing behind the bridge, which is not commonly used and is used in some of Astor Piazzolla's pieces, who was a famous tango composer of the 20th century. So he has things in his music written like this, which is just supposed to be a percussive effect that is accompanying either a soloist or a group of strings would do it together as well. And the purpose of this is merely percussive and to add an effect of mystery or almost anxiety is kind of what it feels like. There's something that's brewing. It's foreshadowing something more impressive to come, or it's foreshadowing something um, really devious to come in the music. And I think that's part of what really makes tango music really fun and really exciting. But there were some etudes that Piazzolla had written for various instruments such as the violin, the clarinet, flute, saxophone, and there are transcriptions of this as well. Um, in the etude, there is an emphasis on certain beats that is meant to illustrate tango rhythms. And they're written in a way that could be an etude and also a piece of music. And I think what is great about that is there are etudes that are musical and also technical. They are to show musicians who aren't familiar with tango music where the emphasis is to be placed on the beat and how it is to be placed on the beat while also still being musical. So it combines both a technical and musical aspect, which I think is the perfect way to teach a classical musician how to play tango, because it cannot merely be technical and it cannot merely be musical. It needs to be a combination of the two. Thank you for listening, and I hope that this was information.